Hey everybody, I'm Christopher Green. You're tuning into AMTV Alternative Media Television. It's Wednesday. We have breaking news. I tweeted this out a little bit over an hour ago. The New York Stock Exchange has shut down. There is a total market blackout for the NYSE, the New York Stock Exchange. It has been down for over an hour. Now, I did confirm with the broker, Charles Schwab, that there's still liquidity to the market, meaning you can still place orders. There is trading of stocks that aren't currently trading on the New York Stock Exchange, can be traded over the NASDAQ, can be traded over other exchanges. Now, while I was working as a broker for Merrill Lynch, there was probably only two other instances where I've seen something of this magnitude, namely the 2008-2009 financial crash, and also the flash crash, which I believe occurred in 2010, where the Dow Jones Industrial Average dropped 1,000 points and then recovered in just a matter of minutes. This has got to be up there in the top three. Now, what's important about this is that our officials, although we know they want to tell us the truth, they're saying that there's no cyber attack involved. This is no attack from an independent rogue nation state or a terrorist group. They would lie to us anyways. So it's not like they would tell us it was terrorism, even if it was terrorism. Also interesting about this is United Airlines, some 3,000 flights were suspended earlier this morning, causing a lot of delays, a lot of problems. I watched some footage of LAX, people standing in line, waiting to board their planes, all kinds of delays. So we've had two major technological glitches today. Also, interestingly, Zero Hedge, the popular financial website, zerohedge.com, many of you are familiar with, also was down. So we had Zero Hedge, we had United Airlines, and we also have the New York Stock Exchange still down. Now, so thus far, we don't really see much of a panic, but if this continues longer than an hour, for several hours, or for the entire day for that matter, I would expect that to intensify. Again, for the interim, there's still liquidity. You can still trade. The market isn't entirely shut down like what we've seen in China recently, which I think we need to look at the big picture here. China, their stock market has collapsed 30% over the past several weeks. There was a huge run, a huge burst in credit expansion, a lot of retail investors making up 80% of their market, just regular John and Janes on the street, opening margin accounts, etc., providing that boom to the market, which has seen a 100% rally. The Shanghai Composite over the last 12 months has since collapsed 30%, having intraday moves of 5% roughly both ways. A 30% collapse in the Shanghai market, close to a similar collapse in Hong Kong. So I've been following that. Also interesting, what's been going on in China is a third of stocks trading, just about a third from what I've read, on the China Stock Exchange. Actually, there is no liquidity right now. They just halted and stopped trading. So I want you to imagine this for a minute. If you owned any of these positions, you live in China, or maybe you're an investor from another part of the world, there is no liquidity. You can't get out of your position. At least with this shutdown we're seeing in the United States at this very moment, New York Stock Exchange, there's still dark pools. There's still the BAT system that can be used for trading. There's still outside markets providing liquidity to the system, at least right now. That could all change as we progress throughout the day. So this is extremely, extremely serious. Not only do we have these technological glitches, the New York Stock Exchange down, United Airlines, our officials saying none of this is related. Of course, we know that they would lie to us. It's not like they would tell us the truth. Also down today, grounding some 3,000 flights. A technical glitch there. The New York Stock Exchange tweeting that they're working on this right now, even though it's been over an hour and this is being drawn out. This is extremely serious. In addition to that, we also have Greece with no solution. So we have these three issues right now. We have China, we have Greece, we have this technological glitch at the New York Stock Exchange, etc., and no resolution to either of them. We're waiting on the New York Stock Exchange. We are waiting to see what happens in China, where we see their market experiencing a very violent crash. Keeping this in perspective, they had doubled, the market had doubled over the last 12 months. It's experienced a 30% crash and it's been moving to the downside. And we still have Greece. Now, what people are underestimating with Greece is, I hear even people in the alternative media community saying things like, Christopher, Greece only makes 1.5% or less than 2% of the total GDP output of the Eurozone, so it's insignificant. You're wrong. No, it's extremely significant because it's all about contagion risk. And the Eurozone and the Euro itself, this shared single currency, is only as strong as its weakest link. I think very likely that we could see a full-off exit of Greece in the not too distant future. Again, that's the long term, exactly what's going to happen. But whether or not they kick the can down the road once again and there's some kind of last minute deal put together, the ECB, the Troika, is still providing emergency liquidity to the system. The fact that all of this is happening at once, I find very, very peculiar. And I honestly think tells us something about what's happening to the system itself right now. Again, I've talked about this for 5 years. The fact that technological attacks, the fact that this whole system now is traded via an algorithm, high frequency trading. I mean, this goes for everything. Every system, every market, even outside of finance and Wall Street, et cetera, is an algorithm. And they want to give us self-driving cars in the not too distant future, folks. They want to allow us to let Google drive us around as if they're not going to make a mistake, or the grid won't go down at some point in the future. This is exactly why I've been telling you for over 5 years now to take precautions and to prepare, and why it's so important to understand what's coming and to take the necessary precautions and preparations for you and your family. I will keep you updated. This video is going to be really lightly updated, if edited at all, due to the timeliness of this event. I will be watching extremely intently. And now a word from our sponsor. Please support them. Click the link below right now. I'm Christopher Green, hard hitting in your face. Get it out everywhere. I'm asked all the time what I do to protect my investments. What are the strategies I implement to combat against all the things I talk about on a daily basis, and over 2,000 plus videos in circulation at AMTV? The economy, 0% interest rates, this artificial manipulation at the Federal Reserve, the bailouts, the consequences of all the stimulus and artificial manipulation. What kind of strategy do I have in place for my family? What am I doing to protect our future? Well, one of the things I do is I invest in precious metals. I take 10% of everything I earn and I buy gold and I buy silver. And the company I trust that I do business with is Goldline. These are things you should already be doing, but if you're not, you need to pick up the phone right now. You need to click that link below. Visit Goldline. Download a free investor kit. Tell them Christopher Green of AMTV sent you. Act now. Get your family's financial future in order today.